Folks, did you hear? Usha Vance was going to go to Greenland, but womp womp, nobody would meet with her. She was going to go watch a dog sled race and talk to the real people of Greenland, American to Greenlander. Well, more like token American brown person with proximity to power to Greenlander. She was going to prove surely the U.S. isn't a terrible tyrant that wants to take over your land if it lets brown people be married to the VP. But Greenlanders said fuck no, and they had to scrap the solo Usha diplomacy plan and get hubby JD Grumpy Cat to come along. Who knew Greenland had more balls than Columbia University, the thought leaders of NYC, who couldn't spend their endowment to stand up for what's right, but who can charge $80,000 for a shady MFA. Anywho, JD said he would be joining his wife on the trip because he didn't want her to have all that fun by herself. Somehow I think that's a problem in the marriage. Anyway, off they went to the U.S. military base at Pituffik in northern Greenland for a whopping few hours, where they met with friendly U.S. service members. Plans to meet the public were scrapped to avoid the embarrassment of public protests. Well, JD managed to get himself a podium and took some very softball questions. He took shots at Denmark for not devoting the resources necessary to keep the base, our troops, and the people from Greenland safe from aggressive incursions from Russia, China, and other nations. He puffed his puffy self up and made it clear the white guys back home were exasperated, and the narrative that the White House was putting out would become truth. Greenlanders were definitely going to see the light and would be lucky to have America seize control of their land, and when that happens, they will need to say thank you for surrendering to sociopathic, mediocre white men who will take them for all they're worth. Great message, Grumpy Cat. It was such a great contrast to the video Kristi Noem posted from the prison in El Salvador, where Orangina is caging people who may or may not be criminals. They just have the right tattoos for exploiting. I wonder if Kristi could film a sequel telling Greenlanders they might end up in an El Salvadoran prison if they don't get on board with an American takeover. Orangina said Denmark and the EU understand Greenland's importance for global peace, and, quote, if they don't, we're going to have to explain it to them. By explain, I think we can assume he meant his goon squad would have to break some kneecaps, maybe find a way to inflict significant financial harm, maybe start a Your Territory, Our Choice campaign. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it all pans out. Sorry, Greenland. America's assholery can't be pinned down. Just know that we appreciate you. Us non-MAGA Americans know if anyone can freeze out our prickish president, it's you. And rest assured, we'll be cheering you on at every turn. Well, JD Grumpy Cat, Usha, and Orangina and company, have the day you deserve. Yeah.